plot twist. Eddie Hearn used Boots to get Conor Benn in position to get that motherfucking title. He been mad at goddamn Boots for a long time, and he wanted Conor Benn to be the motherfucking champion. He gonna convince Boots to go up to 154, and Conor Benn gonna be the champion at 147. Watch what I tell you.
James Hearn for the untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I have to address this because there's a lot of moving parts with the situation, and a lot of people have been asking my thoughts on this, so I wanted to make this my official video on this topic. It's been stated already. It was reported, about a week ago or so that Eddie Hearn, CEO of Matchroom Boxing, he basically lost the purse bid for the Jaron Ennis-Karen Rematch fight, and he lost the purse bid to Karen Chukajan's company, P2M Box Promotion, and that's a company out in Germany. The winning bid was just north of $2 million. Matchroom offered about $1.5 million for their bid as well. So I'll tell you this. When Eddie Hearn first got Jaron Ennis, I thought for him it was kind of like landing. I likened it to like landing the number one pick in the draft, like getting the ability to draft LeBron James or Tim Duncan or Connor McDavid or Cam Newton or whatever number one pick you could think of. That's what the Jaron Ennis signing was for him as far as American fighters, because he had never had an American fighter with that level of talent this young in their career. He had Demetrius Andrade, but he wasn't this young in his career. Boots is still at a good age in boxing, 27 years old. So I was under the impression that Eddie was gonna be able to put up whatever he wanted from as far as investment goes. When they brought him to Philadelphia, he proved to be a big commercial draw with selling over 14,000 tickets, breaking Marvin Hagler's record against Benny Briscoe from way back in the 80s. So Jaron Ennis showed, not just in the ring but commercially, that he had value. And I always say in boxing, I always tell fighters, I always say, look, your promoter can tell you whatever you want, but if you want to know what your promoter really thinks about you, let one of your fights go to purse bid, and you'll know the value of what they think about you. And it looks like that Eddie Hearn didn't think enough, at least to win the purse bid for the Karen fight. So now Boots is in a very disadvantageous position where he's gonna have to not just fight Karen in a rematch that 99% of people don't want to see. I'm in that 1%. I want to see the Karen rematch because I want to see Boots have to deal with that style again. Because I thought he looked really regular against Karen. That's my opinion. But he's gonna have to go to, if they go through with this fight, which who knows if they will or not, but if they do go with this fight, it'll have to be under the circumstances of him going to Germany to fight Karen. Now, this sounds very like Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade had promotional issues and had to go to Germany himself in his career. If you guys remember, he had to go to Germany to fight Jack Colke. And he won a very close fight by a split decision. And it was a hard fight for him. It was a hard just set of circumstances. So I've likened Boots' his career, and I've always asked the question: is Boots going to turn into the next Demetrius Andrade? Which is basically like a very talented fighter with all the talent in the world, who could really, truthfully, if he was managed properly, be a top pound-for-pound fighter. Is he going to be that kind of guy that's just a cacophony of mismanagement, a comedy of errors? And so far, it looks like that's been the case with him. So yeah. If he doesn't go ahead and fight Karen in Germany for the rematch, then he will have to vacate his title, which would lead me to believe that he's going to have to go to 154. And honestly, like I don't agree with the Normans. I don't agree with Brian Norman. I do think they still avoided the fight. But this is where they have a point, because, Eddie Hearn wouldn't make the investment to maybe overpay them a little bit and get them in the ring. And now Eddie Hearn won't make this kind of investment to at least secure the purse bid to this fight. So that's where I think, just being objective here, Brian Norman Sr. and maybe Adrian Clark may have a bit of a point. And on top of that, Jaron Ennis, right? Jaron Ennis, if he does vacate and he does move the belt, it could actually be for the better interest of Eddie Hearn. Why? Because the number 1 contender is Karen Chukujan. We know that he's mandatory. The number 2 slot is vacant, but the number 3 slot is occupied by one Conor Benn. So it would make a lot of money for Eddie Hearn if he could get Conor Benn the Karen fight, and Conor Benn could beat Karen to become champion, because now then all of a sudden Eddie Hearn has one of the biggest names in the stable as a world champion, not having to sacrifice in the boots, and he could begin to maybe establish himself in a very weak division. The welterweight division is weak right now, so maybe Conor Benn winds up being a guy that could really become a player in the welterweight division. And this is only a possibility, of course, if they don't go through with the Karen fight and if Boots goes to 154, because the rankings and the landscape just leads to those things happening. So yeah, it honestly, it's starting to look like a comedy of errors for Boots in his career. We'll see what happens with Brian Norman in his career. That might be a comedy error as well. They might both wind up being like Demetrius Andre. I don't think Brian Norman's as talented as Boots, but I'm saying they both might have Demetrius Andre-esque things business-wise that they're both exercising, and it'd be sad. It's sad because they really should have just been fighting each other. This was supposed to be the kind of fight that would have set the division on fire and taken us into the next era of the welterweight division. But instead, we're gonna get a bunch of just random things happening in the division now. So we'll see what happens. Either Boots is gonna go to Germany or that belt's going vacant. So either way it goes, it's going to be interesting, to see if Conor Benn can become champion if he fights Karen. Because who knows if Conor Benn can even beat Karen. We know he can punch harder than Karen, supposedly. But does he have the craft to even get in position to hit Karen? I don't know if he can even beat Karen, And then if Boots has to go to Germany, if they keep him at welterweight, if he's got to go to Germany, can Boots get a decision in Germany? Because, Andre damn near lost in Germany. So could he get a decision, or could he get the stoppage against Karen in Germany? Because we know he couldn't get the stoppage the first time. So it's I think this is a big watershed moment in the career of Jaron Ennis. I think it's a watershed moment in the career of Brian Norman Jr. And I think it's a watershed moment in the Boots Ennis Eddie Hearn relationship, and they better move accordingly. And this is what I'm saying. I could see nonsense like this coming from a mile away, and that's what I'm saying. I really feel like Boots should have just maybe fought one fight as a welterweight and gone up to 54, because all the fights that would make him money, make him a star, and get him the respect that he deserves as a fighter are at 154. Tim Tszyu, Madrimov, Boachuk, Virgil Ortiz, Terrence Crawford, Fundora, Spence. And the list goes on and on and on of the litany of talent that he could be in the mix with if he went to 154. But no, they wanted to stay at 147, and now you play stupid games, you're going to win a stupid prize. So I'll leave it at that. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Eddie Hearn losing the purse bid for the Karen Chukujan rematch? And on top of that, do you think Eddie Hearn is signed Boots and is using this whole situation to get him out the way so that Conor Benn can have a chance to become world champion against Karen? And does this give the Normans any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Does it give them any sort of vindication? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterbury, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.